Damon disliked the idea of Marcy visiting the Dark Howlers pack, and he also disapproved of his two betas talking about it like it wasn't a big deal. Though he hadn't told them Talia was his mate, they should have at least understood what the consequences would be if Marcy recognized Talia as the girl from the attic. If Marcy comes, what will happen to Talia? Maya offered a solution.
We can move her with the Omegas and tell her to stay low profile until Marcy leaves. Actually, Talia wants to move out of the packhouse, and this could be a good occasion to start the process.
Damon's ears buzzed, and he didn't hear the rest. Maya's suggestion shocked him. How dared she think about separating him from Talia? But could Talia stay in the packhouse with Marcy around? Only last night, Damon told Talia this became her home, and she wouldn't need to hide. Yet if Marcy came, Damon would need to eat his words and suffer the consequences of breaking Talia's trust again. To make matters worse, Marcy would stay in the packhouse and stick close to him. How could he explain that to Talia? Unacceptable. No, Damon snapped, making Maya stop mid-sentence. Talia still recuperates, and she will not leave the packhouse. Marcy's presence will disturb us all. We need to find another way to deal with this. Caden looked concerned. What should I tell Alpha Edward? Come up with a reason so Marcy doesn't come, Damon said plainly. Tell her I won't be here. I will be away on business, training, vacation. Pick one or combine a few. It's not like this will be the first time for you to provide an excuse for me. Caden hesitated. Do you expect them to believe you won't be here for one of the largest celebrations our pack holds? We will have several other alphas visiting, and I'm confident Alpha Edward knows about it. Yes, several delegations from other packs would come, but not all of them consisted of alphas. Some of them assumed the role of an alpha recently, but most of them were heirs, son of alphas, and their mates, and they all approximated Damon's age. They came with a goal to establish and maintain good relationships with Damon that would come in handy when they took over the leadership of their respective packs. Most alphas took over the pack in their late 20s, but some reached their 30s, and some did it as early as 20 years old. No rule existed other than for the previous alpha to be ready to hand over his position, and that he believed his successor ready for the role of an alpha. At Caden's words, Damon made a face. He forgot guests would come, and he would need to attend meetings and entertain them. He wouldn't be able to spend much time with Talia, and... His face lit up when he got an idea. That's it. Others will visit. Tell them my schedule fills with official business, and I will have no time to entertain Marcy. Work comes first, and I don't want her to come and be neglected. Damon paused and made a thoughtful face. Yes. Spice it up with something like, when I'm with my future Luna, I want to give her my undivided attention, and make sure to add that our engagement still isn't set, and I don't want my guests to get the wrong idea when they see Marcy here. Caden and Maya exchanged confused glances.
You must be kidding.
Maya spoke.
If we respond with this, it's the same as saying you're backing off from the engagement.
You know I have no intention of making Marcy my Luna.
This rang true, with or without Talia in the picture. And you know you can't back off from an engagement with a casual response from your betas. Maya frowned. She hated when Damon messed around with women and she and Caden got stuck doing damage control. Maya never approved of Damon's games where he met the bride, explored her thoroughly, and then rejected her. But Damon and Caden did this before Maya met Caden, and she became beta, so she couldn't stop it. Besides, 2 against 1, and Damon as the alpha meant she had to obey and follow their lead. If it fell to Maya, Damon wouldn't meet any of those women, and if that caused a war, then so be it. They would fight. Maya, a strong warrior, preferred a straightforward approach compared to schemes, but since they already found themselves neck-deep in this mess, she had to come up with a viable solution. Our plan for rejecting Marcy still isn't ready, so the safest thing is letting her come here for a few days. Talia will move.
Damon jumped to his feet and glared at Maya. No! Caden stood up, ready to defend Maya, and Maya stood up as well.
Shouting at me serves no use,
Maya said irritably. Yes, Damon became her alpha, but he acted stubborn and unwilling to admit Talia as his mate. Actually, even if he admitted Talia as his mate, Maya's solution wouldn't change. They needed to protect, aka hide, Talia and pacify Marcy. It seemed that simple.
We need a plan, and unless you have something else that will work and not start a war, Marcy comes.
Damon felt exasperated. He knew Maya and Caden spoke right, but he remained unwilling. Did they really have nothing they could do to prevent Marcy from coming? He felt like a cornered animal with no way out, and he hated it. He was an alpha, damn it. Why did others tell him what to do and with whom to do it? Damon hated that he was still tangled in the web Alpha Edward set for him, with Marcy in the middle. Anything from our men in Europe? Caden and Maya knew Damon asked if they managed to dig out any dirty secret from Marcy's past. Caden shook his head no. Nothing yet. Should I assume that we will not find anything? Does she excel at not leaving traces, or is she clean? They spoke about this several times already. Everyone had something to hide. It could be evidence that Marcy fooled around with men, or it could be just a party where she drank and danced, and the rest they would Photoshop. They already had a scandalous video involving Marcy and Damon, but they needed her acting lewdly with someone else as well. As long as they could portray Marcy as a loose woman, Damon could use the old belief of how a good Luna should remain pure before meeting her alpha and discredit her as such. It wouldn't be the first time. Those old geezers lost their fire when Damon asked them how they would feel if their mate got sampled with an array of other men before she became their Luna. That argument worked wonders. Caden wanted to placate Damon. Let's not give up. It's been only a few days since we sent them to search. How long will it take? Damon's voice rose in frustration. They are trying. Caden lost it now. Why did Damon act like this was his fault? Make them try harder. Both Caden and Damon froze when they saw Talia standing at the door, warily. Damon wondered how much she heard. Did she hear that they dug dirt on Marcy? Or that Maya wanted to send her away? What if Talia agreed to leave?
Good morning, Talia,
Maya said cheerfully.
Good morning.
Talia's eyes darted from Damon to Caden to Maya, and back to Damon again. All three of them stood, and Talia felt unsure if she should come in or not. Damon told her to come down for breakfast, but then she heard them arguing and she wished to go back to her room. She could skip food. It didn't seem a big deal. But her legs moved on their own and brought her to the door and this awkward situation. Damon cleared his throat and spoke calmly to Caden. Tell them to hurry. We will continue this conversation later. He turned to Talia. Nice of you to join us. Come here. He gestured to the chair on his left. What will you drink? Orange juice, milk, tea, coffee? Talia approached the table gingerly. Orange juice. Damon pulled a chair for Talia, and she watched as Damon poured her a glass of juice. Talia felt unsure how they could all resume eating as if nothing happened. She didn't understand what the shouting meant. It seemed random, but she clearly heard that the seemingly calm conversation exploded into a heated argument. Or did that occur normally? Her desire to leave the packhouse swelled. This place felt too stressful. By the time Talia snapped to her senses, the plate in front of her heaped with food. That's plenty, Talia told Damon, who readied to put another sausage on her plate. You didn't say enough, so I assumed you wanted more. Damon smiled casually, and then he started piling food onto his plate. Maya looked at Talia warmly. How was your night, Talia? Are you feeling better?
It went well, and yes, I feel better. Thank you.
Talia responded while wondering if Caden and Maya knew that Damon spent the night in her bed. She tried not to think about it. Talia looked helplessly at the small mountain of food in front of her, and she poked a piece of scrambled eggs. The fork nearly reached her mouth when Talia jolted. She glanced under the table and saw Damon's hand on her knee, palm up, and his fingers wiggled. Talia knew what that meant, but she couldn't believe it. She leaned closer to Damon over the table and asked in a whisper, "Now?" "No questions asked, remember?" Damon responded without removing his gaze from his plate. She felt unsure if she should laugh or cry, but she knew Alpha Damon wouldn't give up easily, and she didn't want to cause a scene. Talia glanced nervously at Maya and Caden, who busied themselves with their food. Good. It seemed they didn't notice. She jolted again when Damon squeezed her knee, silently telling her that he still waited. Talia shifted the fork in her left hand, and her right hand went under the table. The moment her palm landed in Damon's, their fingers interlaced, and Talia's heart skipped a beat. She couldn't help but steal glances at Damon, who ate with one hand, and if not for a small smile at the corner of his lips, she would have assumed she held someone else's hand.
Wait, that's not the end. You've just had a free taste. Now get the full story on the Pocket FM app, link in description. Check out our next video and playlist, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.